I want to thank Martha and the team at MediaX to bring together this group of people to explore collaboration and productivity. It's an important topic and one that's going to impact all of us. Martha asked that I might just spend a moment talking about what I believe we're headed into, and I really don't have an answer to that. And I think because we've gone through Web 1.0, we've gone through Web 2.0, and we are in Web 3.0. We're just not really identifying the attributes of it yet. But having spent 25 years in the semiconductor industry, I think we hit an inflection point in the last 18 months where it's no longer a connecting of people in a social environment. It's no longer publishing for an event. It's real time. And things are changing at a rate that we cannot predict or identify a state. It's really how these pieces are being integrated and how they're changing and evolving. And so I think that as we observe how these things come together, they're being atomized. They're being broken down into the smallest elements. I think semiconductors have a large piece to do with that. And us as humans, there are more of us able to start to put our finger into that and shape that and change it, and hopefully in a way that is no longer technology driven. It's us, it's people driven, and technology should be here to serve us. And I think that's what we're going to see with IoT, and that's what we heard in a number of the presentations today. So what I wanted to do was share with you some of the work I'm in the middle of in my efforts at MediaMobz. And earlier today, Michael was talking about crowd sourcing and how that is coming together. And what I decided to tack my career and move from being a hardware guy to focusing on narrative science, focusing on storytelling. If you think about it, there are a few things going on right now. Ad blockers. For those people that aren't aware with it, right now in the US we spend $250 billion a year on advertising, and it might be 1% effective. So we're throwing away a lot of money. Ad blockers have already contributed to a decline of revenue of $20 billion. So what that's forcing people to do is really start to think through what is an authentic story. What is something that you've earned the right to engage someone with? And so I sold a public company because I wanted to be involved in helping contribute to reshaping that narrative. So what I did was I built a platform where we do gather, as Michael was talking about with Upfront. In some ways it has some similarities, where we help brands be able to bring together teams of people to tell stories, to capture those stories, to create animation around those stories, and find ways to communicate those. It's something that I would very openly communicate. It's very early in how people connect and collaborate. I did a lot of work over the last 25 years, whether it's in my company and building teams and people around a table collaborating, or working with the likes of IBM and Intel and developing workflows for collaboration. But us as people, it's hard to fit us in those boxes. And so when we talk about collaboration, it's a very loose-knit organizational construct where you have people in different places that are going to tell great stories based on the specific outcome you're trying to achieve. And I think as time goes on, some of that will be templatized. A lot of that still will be free form. But I think now we have the ability of pulling the pieces together to tell a story a lot more cost effectively. So in the world I live in, some of the Fortune 10 companies are saying we're not going to focus our energy as much with the agencies. We're going to learn how to listen to those people who engage with our products and services do some social intelligence to understand what's important to them, and help tell stories and have them participate in the storytelling to help them be able to engage in that conversation. So we have a SaaS platform. We have thousands of producers around the globe. We have Academy Award-winning storytellers. We have emerging digital media storytellers who are just coming through school. And we have an RFP process. Rather than crowdsourcing, we believe that if someone has money to do something, they're serious about getting it done. They're not going to waste a lot of people's time. And then you bring a smart mob together and you create content. And so what we've done is we've brought that together with a set of collaboration tools to help people be able to create that video and be able to then do things with that video to help connect to a unique audience. So we take a video, we transcribe the video, we give people the ability of creating metadata to go along with the video, so they can more easily socialize it. Right now, a lot of people use content marketing to communicate with content, and it gives them the ability of really starting to use data to support the storytelling, not to do the storytelling. Us humans, we tend to be pretty good at that, and it's helping people really understand narrative science. And narrative science, as humans, that is the basic principle of how we learn. So what we're seeing rapidly through the major verticals in industry is more and more people in the organization are learning how to be storytellers. And that helps them better understand what are the services, what are the products that better serve that market. And the reason I'm doing this is the brands, the businesses, they have budget to tell stories. And if they can apply that where they learn that storytelling is really about education, it's about information, it's a little bit about entertainment. And that way we can build a more authentic community in how we assess whether we want to be part of a company's services, products, and their community. And so that gives you a little bit of an overview of how we view where we're headed with storytelling. A statistic to help you, I think Cisco spoke earlier today, and a third of the content on the internet right now is video. Cisco likes to talk about it's moving to 2/3 of the content on the internet. And a lot of it right now is noise. So how can you change the voice of us as a collective community? I believe it's through video storytelling. I'm a little biased. So we're finding ways to help people step ladder their experience and their knowledge in how to tell stories, and we're helping those that tell much more advanced, complex stories bring people together across global boundaries in which to make that happen.